Welcome to Sports for the Girlies with the Girlies. I'm Dr. Gardner. The real ones call me Dr. G. I'm going to move back and down so you can see the greatness that's on my shirt.
Period.
The Dawn Staley. Enough said. To my right, I have Marley. Can you please show off?
Yes. I got on a grinder shirt.
Man.
PG.
Man, R.I.P. Talk about R.I.P. To my left, I have C. And can we all just join in prayer and just lift up condolences for C? She's really going through it. She is grieving in this hour. And so, C, I'll let you go ahead and just give your sentiments.
Let me start off, before I even get to BG. Let me say, Tasha Cloud was having the time of her life in Phoenix. She was so happy. She was trying to get everybody and their mom to come over and sign, to get sent to Connecticut, of all places. And I just feel like there's other people on that team that I would have traded before I ever would have traded with Tasha Cloud.
Name them.
Sophie Cunningham to start. Let's start.
Let's get started.
I've been ready for her to go for a while. And, you know, I get it. She's been there for a few years. She's solid. She does her job. She could have easily been replaced. And it's okay. Philly's going to have a team soon. So she's going to be able to come home. Mm-hmm. And it won't matter. Connecticut won't have her too long. Mm-hmm. Don't get used to it. But I definitely, felt my heart hurt when I read that news. Let alone BG. Because how dare she? 11 seasons? Crazy.
Show the camera your eyes. They don't see how watery it is. It's very watery, y'all.
Because, you don't understand, the level of just, dedication I've had to that team for the past however many years I've been watching the WNBA. And I'm not going to know this team next year.
Wow.
And I don't know how I feel about that. DT, God forbid, it's not official.
But what does this all mean?
It's not official.
The writing is on the wall.
The writing is on the wall. I'm trying to silence my delusions. I'm trying to prepare myself for the reality. She's not going to be there.
Yeah.
I know she's not going to be there. I know she's not going to be there. There's no way BG would leave if she was going to be there. And I just feel we deserved a farewell tour. And she's not a farewell tour person, and I get that. She's never given that vibe as a player. But there comes a point where you have to stop being selfish.
Hello.
DT.
Yeah, talk to her.
Baby. What year did she start at UConn? 2002?
Something around there.
Something around there?
Yeah.
20 years? We can't get a goodbye? We can't get a single game? Nothing? And she still hasn't said she's going to wait till the season starts. She's going to wait. It's going to be the first game of the year, and she's just not going to be there.
Absolutely.
Not even an announcement. She's just not going to show up.
Absolutely.
And this is the person I chose to idolize. And I did it to myself, and that's fine. I knew what I was getting into, but I feel like I deserve a little bit more respect.
I think you do too. I think it is a little selfish. Not just in regards to her, but I feel like if she would have announced this, then that even would have given Brittany Griner a better deal for people to actually publicly bid for her. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So cool that at least she told her teammates, but make it public so they can get the best deal out of it, since you clearly don't care.
And so the team can get the best deal out of it.
Yeah.
Phoenix could have made so much money.
Oh my gosh.
If people had known prior.
Every game would have been, if she gave y'all a farewell tour,
sold out.
Every game would have been beyond.
At home and away.
Yes. What?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah. So we're sorry, C. So my question to you is, where do y'all go from here?
I mean, we got AT.
Not a bad start.
I will say, out of the trade so far, I think Phoenix getting AT is the best. When it comes to just the level of versatility that comes with her as a player and how she can interact with the team that they currently have. Who knows if those players will still be there. They have a lot of free agents right now. But based on their current roster, I feel like she blends in really well. I wasn't surprised to see her name come up in Phoenix. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Phoenix fans are going to react to her coming to Phoenix. But I do think it at least increases their chances at getting further next season.
Yeah.
They're not making it to championship, but they'll get a little bit further.
Yeah, and I mean,
I don't know what Connecticut's going to do, though.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I know,
They
from a
let her
Mercury
go.
standpoint, yes, that's good. From Connecticut, that's like one of their core players. I don't know why they would get rid of her.
She is their core player.
she is the core player.
The core player. It's built around her.
You're a Phoenix Mercury fan, and you have BG on your back.
Yes.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's hitting like a soft spot. When I was like first like really into the league, when I was like knowing every single player on like every roster, like back in like when I was in middle school and all that. This is like the first WNBA shirt that my mom bought me.
Cute violin.
And yeah, like the little so yeah, but I don't know, I can't see BG playing in Mercury without Diana, so
yeah,
I don't know how to feel. We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, it's just we don't like breakups, okay? We don't like team breakups. You know, I hated this
And
Phoenix
there's
breakup
so many like core players.
because yeah, we talked about Phoenix, but what hurt my heart was the Aces breakup.
Oh,
That killed me. And you know what? Las Vegas is petty because when Kelsey Plum was married to that man that will not be named, wasn't he in LA?
Mm-hmm.
And so they were doing a long distance marriage. I'm sure if there was a time to be traded, maybe when she got married to that man, and they're gonna wait till after she divorced from that man. Divorced from that man to trade it to LA. Petty. That was too petty for me. So I don't know. I think they were talking about it was rumblings. It was writing on the wall that she was gonna leave. I just don't know the background for that.
I don't know either. I feel like it has something to do with like the whole stuff with De'Erica, because when she goes, that's like a De'Erica Kelsey Plum reunion over in LA. So I feel like it has something to do with that whole situation. I mean, if a teammate like that gets traded, I feel like that definitely, I don't know what's going behind the scenes, but
yeah.
And like just that situation in itself was so big, and it's still ongoing. Just imagining how that impacts team dynamic, especially how they interact with their coach and how they interact with the people who are being accused of these things is insane. Like that's such a big cloud hanging over your season, hanging over your team every step you take.
Now, but does this trade hurt Las Vegas?
Yes.
I think it hurts them in the beginning, at least, because I think they had such chemistry. Clearly, they won championships, but it's really hard for me to imagine the Aces without Kelsey Plum. It's going to be very difficult, and so it's going to be difficult for them too on the floor because you have Chelsea Gray, the floor general, but Kelsey was a playmaker, and obviously Jewel Lloyd can score, but I personally take Chelsea Gray over Kelsey Plum. I'm sorry. I said, how many names I say?
You said a lot.
I personally take Kelsey Plum over Jewel Lloyd. That's just me, though.
I agree.
Just on that team. But I think she'll do well, but it'll be a little nasty in the beginning.
I agree. And a lot of the rankings that have been coming out, I know The Athletic put one out where they ranked or graded each trade so far, and they rated that one as one of the lowest. Just because they're like, not necessarily that Jewel hasn't been performing the past few seasons, but definitely not at the level that she has and that we know that she's capable of. So to lose a player like Kelsey, who is so dynamic and so crucial to every single game, that's a big risk.
Yeah, and has that championship DNA. Like, she's been there before. She knows how to win. You need winners. Jewel Lloyd, she can score, but I need to know that you're battle-tested and that you can get the job done at the highest level.
Right.
So,
did you see Breanna Stewart's comment about how she never got a tribute video any of the time she's played against Seattle since leaving? Wild. Wild.
Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, not the biggest fan of that trade at all. I agree with you. I think the best trade was the Alyssa Thomas one because none of the rest of them really make sense to me. looking at them.
Yeah, like,
I don't like them.
BG to ATO, I'm like, I can't imagine that dynamic.
Not on the court. Not on the court. Not on the court.
I think that's a big name for their market,
Mm-hmm.
especially knowing how big the queer community is in Atlanta. Having someone like BG come in when it comes to attendance and when it comes to marketability is huge. So that's definitely a big benefit for them when it comes to front office. But on the court, I'm not sure.
And honestly, I don't think that front office was thinking from that cultural perspective.
They weren't.
They were just trying to get BG and things like that. So, no, I agree with you. The only way it makes sense is because of what she will bring to the games. Mm-hmm. But, they're not going to win. So, they're not going to win. And at this point, I'm very upset because my money has always been on the Aces to beat the Liberty. Mm-hmm. And so now, who the hell is going to beat the Liberty? Who the hell? So,
and the Liberty hasn't made any big moves yet.
They haven't done anything. And, I said even though they won, they still needed to make a move.
Definitely.
Because they damn near lost.
Yeah.
Courtney Vanderson, that was the move.
Sloop, babes, it's time to hang it up.
It is. And I think that's why she's going back to Chicago. And that's what a lot of people were saying. Like, that was her team.
It was.
For majority of her career. To end there makes so much sense. And I really don't see her competing any further than another season at this point.
Yeah, and I guess I get it because that was back when I was a Chicago Sky fan. Because for history, I was a Chicago Sky fan, and then I became a bandwagon Aces fan. That's kind of my history with the fandom. So I was a fan when Chicago Sky won the championship, and Sloop played a big role in that championship run. Like, yes, we had Candace Parker. Yes, we had Ka. But Sloop made some big plays. So I think it's a little poetic of her going back. But, babes, I better not see more than a year. Just announce it now. And just wrap it up.
Farewell tour. Make it big.
Farewell tour for Sloop. No shade. No shade.
I don't know if I think it's deserved. But, that's what it needs to be.
I think you're just feeling a little something because your girl's not giving you a farewell tour. So you're like, hey, everyone should just do
I feel like, she's still a legend in her own right. I wouldn't put her up with, Sue or DT, but she still was, a trademark player, I'd say, for this era of the WNBA.
Yeah, I say, a legend role player, if you will. That's kind of how I categorize her.
Not necessarily, she's never, let me not say she's never, but I don't think she will ever have, a statue. She's not that kind of player, you know? But if you're someone who's really into the history of it, that's someone who you like. But, for new fans, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And it's why are we really, there's so many people. First of all, because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm just getting more irritated that they signed her. Because how many draftees get dropped every year?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is Sloot doing at this point? And, granted, if she was still playing like she was, sign her all you want. Mm-hmm. She's not doing that anymore. And we have talent coming in that can produce. So it's is it worth the nostalgia? No. It's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah. Because I thought last season she was going to go back to Chicago to wrap it up. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure she saw the championship aspirations. And she was like, let me stay here to get me another ring. And so, so she was been wasting everybody's time and money for a little bit. Yeah. So, all we're saying is Sloop, not again. We can't get this again. Wrap it up now.
Give somebody else a chance.
Yes. Yeah, let the young girls come up and ball, man.
Right. It's just, you're just not it, Sloop. You're not it.
Wow, that was harsh.
I'm sorry. It's the truth. And, sometimes people need to hear it.
Okay.
Sometimes you just have to know when to stop. We talked about this before. If you keep going for too long, you're going to undo everything you did. Mm-hmm. So, yes, you had an amazing career, but if you keep, what are we doing now?
Yeah.
You're not as fast as everyone else. You're not getting shots like you used to. You're not taking the leadership role that you should be and are capable of. And as a veteran, if you're not doing that, what are you bringing to my team when there's young talent that I could be developing?
Great points. So yeah, I'm gonna say I don't really care about any of those other trades. I said everything that was shocking for me.
I'm happy Ty Harris is going to Phoenix.
Okay.
I feel like she's another like younger player who got drafted really high and then kind of fell off the radar for a little bit. But she's another player who I think is always interesting, and I'm shocked that she wasn't involved in Unrivaled. She's somebody who I would definitely love to see in Unrivaled in the future. But I'm hoping that with her finding a place in Phoenix, she can get back to that level that she was her first year.
Yeah.
Because honestly, where has she been?
Call it out. And Unrivaled would have been great for her to try to resurface and get her.
I'm telling you, Connecticut is the place where people go to fall into the shadows.
That's so sad. Maybe they need to relocate too.
Honestly. But you'd think that they'd have a market, but...
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
Yeah.
It's a struggle, and the players feel it, and you can tell.
Talking about having a market, I saw that Tennessee just put in a bid. Well, they're trying to bid for a WNBA team. Tennessee, okay, is trying to bid for a WNBA team. And you know what they want to call it?
The Summit.
The Tennessee Summit. Named after Pat Summit. And...
What?
And first of all, there are so many things to talk about. But just first point, I'm always offended when random places like Tennessee throw their ball in the hat when we're this late in the game. Philly should be up here.
Period.
Top. I'm not going to stop being upset until Philly is being named as the next team. So, you know, I think it's in Nashville, whatever. They just put in a bid for a WNBA team. And it doesn't, and the thing is, I graduated from University of Tennessee. I got my PhD from University of Tennessee. Cool. Love it. However, I truly don't think there's a market there. I don't
think people realize that college women's basketball fans do not translate to the WNBA the way that they think it does. And Connecticut shows that. And
you know what? I think his name is Bill Haslam. What I've learned is that that's how men think. When I talk to men about the W and why it's not growing, like, why don't they just put it in South Carolina and, you know, and I'm like, well, babes, if that worked, Connecticut would be popping. But it's not. Vegas is popping. New York is popping. Chicago is popping. So clearly that's not the strategy. So we got to stop putting men in charge of these decisions because they don't know. They aren't educated.
They don't know. And you know who does know and should know better? Candace Parker.
Hello. And she was on the front lines.
Front line. And I get it. It's your coach.
Yeah.
You love her to death. I get it. I love that for you. However, it's a business. And I need you to be smarter. Because I know you know this business like the back of your hand.
Yeah.
And there's no way you thought Tennessee, in comparison to all of the other cities that are putting together bids, was going to do it.
It's not strong. Like, it's weak. I went to school there, like I said. Nashville is great. It's budding. But they need to have I think they need to have an M in the NBA team. Is that what we're calling it? The MNBA?
Yes.
They need to have an MNBA team first.
Yeah.
Before we try to dib and dab in the W. It just makes no sense. It's just a little backwards. I don't like it. Don't like it.
At all. And what is out there?
I don't know. I'm sorry. Nothing. Nothing. I had to bring that up. I know. I'm sorry. It made me upset. And it doesn't make sense. Does it make sense to any of y'all?
No, okay. And I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if it came to fruition, especially with somebody like Candace Parker backing it the way that she is. And I would hate to see another WNBA team fold. I would hate to see it. But I don't see a team in a location like that being successful and financially stable on its own, especially when there's not an NBA team, so you can't even float the idea of partnering.
Yeah.
What else is in Tennessee? Like the biggest ball of Garner? There's nothing else.
There's nothing out there. There's nothing out there. There's nothing out there. So once again, Kathy, we need to have another one-on-one situation. Kathy, babes, I swear before God, if the Tennessee Summit is a thing before Philadelphia, oh yeah, we're gonna have big problems. We already have problems, but we're gonna have big problems because that's crazy. Like, think about it. Sports is a business. Think about the potential market. Think about success.
You're from New Jersey. You should know better.
But the thing, I told you, she makes me upset because she claims Philly up and down.
So hard.
She claims she's from Philly so bad. But, again, we can't tell. We can't tell. So, let's see, Kathy. Let's see what you're about. Because if Tennessee becomes a team before Philly, don't ever claim Philly again. Ever. It makes no sense.
There's no way. If that happens, Natasha Cloud's gonna leave the league. She's going to leave the league.
Yes.
She's over it. Completely. I feel like every time an expansion team comes out, I can just feel her veins popping. Every single announcement. Speaking of, NWSL just added a team in Denver. Which, soccer is a little different.
Okay, explain.
When it comes to the Midwest states, soccer is a lot more marketable than something like basketball. Okay. However, Denver?
Yeah.
Denver, and we don't have one in Philly? A major city? What's in Denver? Mountains?
Yeah, I used to live there too. Mountains. Mountains. The best thing about Denver is that the sun shines 300 days out the year. That's it. Mm-hmm. But no, it's not. I don't think it's a great move. What is this vendetta these leagues have against Philly?
They're scared of Philly.
Clearly.
I think they're scared. They're just scared of Philly.
Clearly, because logistically it makes sense.
Even the new lacrosse league.
Oh my God.
No Philly. What are we doing?
I genuinely think it's because they're scared. Like, I feel like they hear stories about, like, rowdy Philly fans and
you need rowdy fans. Rowdy fans keep you in business.
Exactly. So they must be scared to make money. That's what y'all told me. Y'all scared to make money. Because there's a lot of money to be made in Philly when it comes to sports. I've been in some of the most insane sports environments, okay? I interned for Michigan football. I was at those games every single week. I have never seen anything like the Philadelphia Eagles fan in my entire life. Nothing compares to them.
Absolutely not.
Sixers fans, when I went to go see LeBron play the other day, and I will cheer loudly and they cheer louder. Because they're crazier. So,
and they're delusional, and that's why.
And that's what you need. You need a delusional fan
base.
You need
someone that's gonna back you no matter what.
Because they will show up when you're losing.
Period.
So, I don't know what else we can do, ladies. I need to come up with some new ideas on how to make something shake for women's sports in Philly.
Seriously. At this point,
and then I can actually go to a WNBA game. Like,
yeah.
Nobody has time to take a train in New York.
And you know, I do it every now and then, but it's not convenient
and
at all.
And I'm not a Liberty fan.
Say that again.
I'm not a Liberty fan.
As much as
I'll be an Ellie fan.
Yeah.
Not the Liberty, no.
Yeah, it's like they want us to be Liberty fans so bad, and the thing is, I love Ellie, I love the in-game experience, but like that team is just not my team. You know what I'm saying? I just can't get jiggy with it. So we need some people we can get jiggy with. Natasha Cloud, Ka.
Period.
And that's all I need.
Speaking of Ellie, what would a Tennessee mascot be?
What the hell is a summit?
Right. Is it a horizon? Like, what are we doing? They're just gonna have a walking mascot.
A walking horizon.
Summit.
Yeah. That's crazy.
A giant sun.
Yes.
There is a sun already, so.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, no.
It's not gonna work. Not gonna work. No team in Tennessee.
Get rid of that. Bad idea.
Awful idea.
But that shows the power of having a celebrity backing. You know what I'm saying? Candace Parker being on those front lines. I wonder how much more success we would have had if we could have had a big time celebrity. I don't know who we could have.
Right, I'm trying to think of somebody.
I mean, I'm trying to think of a woman specifically, and that's becoming difficult. So, we need a big time woman celebrity from Philly to be on the front lines, because clearly what we're doing isn't enough for Kathy. You know, Kathy, she's hard to please.
Kathy's gotta go. At this point,
Kathy, you're on thin ice.
We talked about this last season. Every season, the ice just continues to get more and more thin. We're almost fully melted. And I swear to God, if the freaking Tennessee Pat Summit team becomes a team before Philly, no, we got to get signs, and I'll start the petition online. That's actually what I'll do. I'm making a commitment right now. I'll start the petition online.
Because there probably already is one.
You know what?
There's gotta be.
You know what? You're right.
I would not be surprised whatsoever. The people and there's already communities of WNBA fans in Philly who are committed to watch parties. They're committed to everything. The base is here. What are we doing?
Wow, the base is here. That's powerful.
The base is here. It's easily accessible. What are we doing? I don't get it.
Oh, yeah.
And I can easily see Philly and the Liberty being a rival. I feel like that would be fun.
Right.
You know, the East Coast rival. I think that's
right.
cool.
There's no even with the teams that are located in each other's area, there's no team rivalry in the WNBA. There's player rivalry. There's no team rivalry. That's an issue. That's a big issue, actually.
Probably because they just play each other so much.
Yeah, and there aren't that many teams.
Every single time I see the Aces play the Liberty, I just big sigh.
Again, and they're really pushing that Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Sky.
I don't want that.
That's it's not doing it. It's not hitting.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the Fever, Kelsey Mitchell, she re-signed with them, and my thing is I have a slight fear because I'm not a Fever fan. I feel like they're gonna the Fever. They're gonna become a little too powerful one day.
Man.
Because they've been horrible for not horrible. Okay, sorry, not too much. They haven't made the playoffs in a minute until this past season. So I feel like that says a lot. They're just gonna keep growing.
I saw an article that said that they hadn't made the playoffs since Caitlin Clark was in middle school.
Woo!
Right. Crazy.
But to your point, they're due. I mean, as they continue to get these high-level players, they're going to come out of nowhere one year, and we're not going to be able to do anything about it.
I know.
That's a really great point.
And those fans are coming out the woodworks.
Oh, my God.
Where were y'all all these... y'all lived in Indiana this whole time?
Now, you know who they showed up for.
I know who they showed up for. But still, get it together. Reflect on yourself.
That's a great point. That's a great point that I really agree with.
And teams that don't have a star player like that should start to question. You see the impact that having a trademark player has. Who is that person for you? And I feel like a lot of these teams are entering rebuilding stages, which some of them didn't even need to rebuild. Let's start there. I don't know what some of them are doing. Choosing to rebuild is crazy, but they're entering this rebuild phase, and it's what's your anchor? What's drawing people in right now?
Nothing.
Right, exactly. And just watching for the sake of being a women's sports fan is not enough.
Yeah.
It's not. I would just like to say my prediction was right. Okay? Panther came back. They did their little thing. I'm usually not great at predictions, so, I gotta take my shine.
You know what? You wait.
Thank you.
You wait, and I just want to say I was wrong in all of my predictions. I was wrong. I said the Rolls would never win a game, and they won a game. I really messed up there.
Never.
I thought they wouldn't win a game.
And this is still 0-4. We can do better. They can do better.
Is this the team that Coach Field coaches? I feel like Coach Field coaches this team. Yep, Coach Field coaches this team. What do y'all think is going on with the Mist? Because they have Stewie, Jewel Lloyd, to our point, Rakia Jackson, Dejanay Carrington, and Slew. But in between Stewie, Jewel Lloyd, Rakia Jackson, and Dejanay Carrington, they should be able to get a win. What is happening?
I agree.
What do y'all think the problem is? I said if they lost that last game, I guess the problem just has to be Phil Handy, because the Phil Handy was the Los Angeles Lakers coach, assistant coach, and so clearly he's the problem. He has to be the problem. I love you, Coach Phil, the best player development coach I've ever seen, but he has to be the problem at this point. I don't know. Why can't they figure it out?
Yeah, especially like with this coming so close after the end of the WNBA season and knowing what they're capable of.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them. But yeah, that was my shocker, and also I was shocked that the Rose won, and also I was shocked that my vinyl went 0-2. And I talked crazy last week talking about how they're going to win it all. I was super confident, and they went out there and they thought it was just 101, true street ball. Mm-hmm. And so they made me upset. What were your standouts from Unrivaled? Week 2.
I know. Well, the Laces and the Owls are still undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of want to see them play each other.
Yeah.
Oh, it's almost 1-on-1 time.
When is that coming?
That is February 14th.
Oh, wow.
Is when that'll be the last day of games. So February 12th to the 14th.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how they're formatting it time-wise, because that's a lot of people. Like, they released the list, and I was like, that's a lot of people for one-on-one tournament. A lot going on. But, they're breaking it into 4 pods, is what they're doing.
Okay.
I feel like I'm ready for the one-on-one. At this point, I'm over the 3v3.
Okay,
It's entertaining, and I'm enjoying it, but I feel like they're hyping up the one-on-one so much. I'm like, you gotta get there. You're starting so early. I'm not patient. What are we doing?
I'm like, dang, see, there's only been 4 games played.
Yeah,
and you're over it.
Let me say, not over it. I'm just anticipating.
Okay. They built it up.
Yes, because they positioned it as like 2 completely separate things. Which, one, it's not 2 completely separate things, but the way that they structures, like, these 2 things are going to be happening, like, concurrently, and that's not what it is. So I feel like I've been lied to. But I'm excited because, like, I just need to know who's going to win. Like, I just have to know. I need to know right now. Well, and I have an idea, but I don't think it's going to be right, so.
What's your idea?
AT.
That is so interesting. Probably because she's strong on both ends. Mm-hmm. One of the few that's strong on both ends. Mm-hmm. We'll see what's more important, D or O. Defense or offense? What's most important? I don't know. What do y'all think is most important?
Defense.
Okay.
Defense for sure.
Okay.
For me.
Okay, well, we'll see if the defense wins them a championship in this particular scenario.
$250,000.
Well, I mean, we'll see. Because one-on-one versus, like, team-wise, that may be slightly different.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm like. I don't know.
Some of the people who are in the one-on-one roster aren't doing great already in the 3-on-3. So it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know. A part of me want to say, and I may be wrong again, I've been wrong for the last week or so let's just keep being wrong. I feel like a part of me feels like offense may be a little bit more important than defense, only because I can defend my butt off, but if I can't get a bucket, I can't get a bucket.
Right.
So, but even if I'm not the greatest defender, okay, you score, okay, I'll go get a bucket. So, a part of me kind of feels like offense may be a little bit more important. And I'm not sure if, now, I know AT's great, but I just don't know if her offensive bag is enough. We'll see. Mm-hmm. We'll see. I don't know. I don't have a prediction on who's going to win. But I feel like the person who's going to win needs to be a very strong offensive player.
Agreed. I would love for it to be one of the younger players.
Yes.
Just because.
Yes.
Like this, especially because we know how hard it is to make a space for yourself when you're coming into the league with just how many veterans there are and how few spots there are. To have that chance to showcase yourself is such a big opportunity. Mm-hmm. That I feel like some of these older players, we know what you can do. Yeah. I don't really need to see you in a one-on-one competition to know that you could win a one-on-one competition, you know?
Yeah, I think this would be a great showcase for the young girls. Young women, I'm sorry. Oh, my God. This would be a great showcase for the younger women in the league to really show what they can do in that one-on-one space. Because if you can get a bucket, that'll get you some money.
Period.
Not just in Unrivaled, but when you go, they know, okay, teams need a player that can get a bucket. Mm-hmm. So, You know, I think they should really take advantage of this opportunity. This is a golden opportunity to show off that I can get a bucket. So,
especially with all the media that Arrival's been getting.
oh my God!
Think about the sponsors that are gonna have their eyes on that. It's a lot on the line.
I know, and this has nothing to do with that. But shout out to Angel Reese.
I see that.
As soon as I get off my diet and I have me a cheat day, I'm getting my Angel Reese special. I cannot wait to get it. It's like a barbecue bacon. Girl, you did that. I love me some barbecue bacon. That was good. So as soon as I get me a cheat day, I'm on my way to McDonald's to get my Angel Reese special with my orange high C. I gotta upgrade the fries though. Y'all get a large fry, no salt, so it's fresh. Then add the salt. You see what I'm saying? Large fry, no salt.
Valid.
Cause they gotta make them fresh. If you want no salt, then ask for salt.
Just making these
Free game.
fast
Free game.
food workers
Free game.
do so much.
Right. If I they gonna tell me to leave. If I go to the one
Oh yeah.
down near White House.
You're right. Go to McDonald's. Go to McDonald's in the suburbs. They'll get it right.
Yeah.
They'll get it right. But I'm sorry, I had to interrupt. Commercial break. Ba.
You know, our friend Patrick slid in my DMs this morning because I posted Angel's McDonald's announcement.
Did he bring up Caitlin Clark?
Of course he did.
Oh my God.
And I was like, but does she have a meal?
Hello. Caitlin Clark does have a deal at McDonald's.
Does she have a meal? She can go sign with Chick-fil-A, maybe.
That's the only way she can top it.
Because what are we doing? Like, why is it always a competition?
Last episode we talked about Angel get the bag Reese. That girl knows she can get the
She's
bag.
the Keke Palmer of WNBA.
Love that.
Always
I love
working.
that. Always working. And I can appreciate that. And I'm also appreciating how some of the OG WNBA players are giving her perks now. And I think some of it has something to do with Unrivaled.
Mm-hmm.
I think so, yeah.
You know, because they're getting closer and like getting to know these women as a woman and as a person.
As people and not just like players.
Yes. And so in the comments, it's like all these WNBA players. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Be a girl's girl.
Yes. Absolutely.
So that's what made me happy.
And she deserves it. She deserves all the support that she gets.
All the things because she dealt with so much.
And is still dealing with so much.
Exactly. Sorry, girl, get to the money.
Yeah.
Get to the money.
Yeah, she got to get paid for all this harassment. So, shout out to you, Angel. We love you on this show.
Yes.
Okay, we don't say that about many. To be clear. But you are one of those ones that we always appreciate.
Yes. Another one who I will shout out, Cameron Brink.
Oh, yep. We love her. We love her.
Every other day I see a deal that she signed.
We love her.
She might be injured, but she's working.
You see what I'm saying?
Always out, always on courtside somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
fashion shows.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? And with her mom, too.
Mm-hmm.
Killing it. Always see her mom by her side.
And when these college seniors come in, I'm excited to see what they're about to do. Because they're already doing great things on the college level. But, you know, when the Jujus and the Flaujays, when they and the Pages, when they come in, I'm excited. I'm excited. Have y'all been watching college basketball at all?
Yes.
Yes.
That LSU South Carolina game, I don't know if y'all saw that game.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great game.
Always.
I love those games. I love them, but it was a blowout. But in the first half, Flaujay was balling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Flaujay was giving them buckets. But the thing about Flaujay is that sometimes she just does way too much. She forces a lot, and she doesn't have to force. I don't think she has to force it, but she still be great. But you know how it is. South Carolina all day. South Carolina.
It was a good game to watch, though.
Yeah. It's like the energy. It gave me March Madness Final Four energy, and I think it does every time. But for this time, for some reason, it felt organic. My boy Plies was courtside.
That's what I feel like the WNBA is missing with team rivalries.
Hello.
It's such a core part of sport culture
Yeah.
that's just never really been there. Even in the earlier days, like you never really had that kind of back and forth action, and we need that.
Yeah, and they need to strategize on how to. You may have to curate it. You may have to curate
start
it.
something, like you might have to start something.
You may have to curate it.
Listen, I need the players to start getting feisty again. Okay?
Yes.
Start
Yes.
some beef on Twitter or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm all for being role models on
But
the court.
Right.
On the court, you're a player. You're gonna play.
We got to make something shake. So if I'm in the front office, I'm trying to strategize. We're having strategy meetings about how to create rivalries in the W. That's what I'm doing. That's what y'all need to do from our sport management perspective. Y'all need to strategize.
Definitely.
Because that will exponentially grow the W.
Yes.
It's just such a different level of engagement.
Mm-hmm. And that's part of the reason why the NBA grew at some point. I hate comparing the two. I hate comparing the two because they can't be compared. But when they were financially struggling, right, then Magic Johnson came on and you developed that rivalry. They curated that. It was specifically and uniquely created for Boston and LA to be rivals. And so I think they got to do something. They maybe try to do it with Angel and Caitlin, but it's not sticking. If you try it, it's not sticking. We have to move on. Time is of the essence.
And you have to find the right players to carry it. They're not the players to carry that kind of energy. Like DT, Simone Augustus.
Yes.
Like I can picture distinct moments from games where they were in each other's face. Like stuff was getting real. Like I can distinctly picture every single fight, everything.
Because let's not sit here and act like players in the WNBA don't have beef.
Yeah.
They have beef.
They be trash talking too.
Yes. You just got to pick up what they're putting down and make it work. Clearly the people in the front office don't have sport management degrees. They don't. They don't. Because that's strategy number one. Look at, how are leagues successful? What is like you said, what's in the essence of sport culture? It's rivalry on every level. It's not just professional.
Right.
And even on the Olympic level, we have a budding rivalry with Team USA men's basketball versus France and Serbia. Like, we're getting rivalries now on that Olympic level. So, ladies, we got to get it together. We got to get together. We got to begin to strategize on that.
I agree. And I feel like the NWSL's been really good at that. And I think that's another part of their success that's been a key role is the fact that organically happened right away because so many players came from national teams. So there was already that level of rivalry between U.S. and Canada and Germany. So it all came together as soon as the league started versus bringing players in and then elevating it. And it just happened to help them blow up. But that was organic in a way that the WNBA doesn't have.
I agree because what was that player? I'm blanking. But the player that Dejanay had beef with and now they're teammates?
What are you talking about?
No.
I feel it's...
You just said you would have easily got rid of her.
Oh, Sophie Cunningham?
Yes.
Oh, wait, no. Yeah, because that one clip where, she, stepped over her or something?
Yes.
That was Ka.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, y'all. But my point is, you don't put them on the same team. If we're creating rivalries...
Because when that happened, it was everywhere. It was everywhere.
And both teams were mad at that point. So at that point, as a league, you got to hone in. We may have something there. And in no way in hell am I putting them two on the same team to be besties now. That is crazy. You don't allow that to happen. So that's my issue with y'all, the W. We got to be a little bit more strategic. You got to have your hands on. I know we love free agency and, you want the players to have autonomy. Cool. But if we're trying to create
entertainment,
think a little bit. We want the league to grow. We want people to watch the games. You got to think a little bit.
Baby, use your brain. So that's my thing. Thank y'all for helping me because, yeah. Yeah. And but Dejanay did have, and Marina was bad too. But that Ka and Sophie thing, and as a Sky fan, we hated that lady. So I
was a Phoenix fan and I hated the lady for it.
So we could have had a good rivalry is all I'm saying. So just stop dropping the ball because with the Diana Taurasi days, they dropped the ball.
Bro.
So
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's I'm thinking now, I don't remember who BG was arguing with, but I have the distinct image of when she was going down the bench, the entire bench was pulling her back to the locker room. You know what I'm talking about? And I just distinctly it's burned into my memory. And it's yes, we don't want moments like that all the time, but that's a part of sport. You get passionate, you get intense, you get upset. It's a competition.
You got to capitalize, and I feel like if the W began to capitalize on that and create rivalry, I also think that will help with this challenge that society has when it comes to women being aggressive and women can be feisty. I think if that becomes normalized in the W, then maybe it will become normalized in society. Mm-hmm. So I need them to. I mean, obviously we have it in soccer and other sports, but however, I think they need to normalize it.
Agreed.
You know, get with the times, babes.
Get with the times. And I feel like some of the players that are coming in from college, like, are going to force that movement forward just because they're so vocal. They're so public. They have such big personas. There's no way it's not, like, going to happen, but it's going to take a push from the league to make it effective. Yeah. It happening isn't enough.
Yeah. I mean, we love things to happen organically, but if it would have happened organically, it would have happened already, babes. So we got to do something.
That's what I'm saying with Dallas.
Whew. Dallas, y'all may have to relocate, babes.
They already relocated.
Good. They may have to do it again, or free. I don't know. But it's not working. That's all I know.
Whatsoever. At this point, leave Texas. Give Texas a little break. They're not ready.
Please, and Enrique has given y'all so much grace. Either leave Dallas or free Enrique, but something has to shake.
Or do something. You get a new coach every year. That's all you do is hire coaches. Yeah. What are we doing?
And coaching clearly isn't the issue because we're going to keep hiring new coaches.
Right. It can't be all of them.
I mean, they could have Dawn Staley, and who knows if they'll still be able to do anything. So, and she's the best we have. So, y'all gotta maybe it's management. I'm thinking management. Mm-hmm. You know, we need to switch out some things, bring in...
Especially with Satu being so public about not going back to Dallas. Yeah. Like, that says a lot about what's happening over there.
That says a lot about the business and the people in charge. Right. Clearly, they're not great people.
I know. Like, I remember when, Angel, like, after the Olympics, when Angel tweeted about, Gabby Williams. Yeah. And asked her to come back, and she was like... So, like, that's how I feel like some of the management...
And the league has to look into that. Yeah. Like, how can you not notice multiple players having this experience and not do anything about it?
Mm-hmm. Like a team audit is what you're saying.
Yeah, like, at least, like, I feel like at some point, once there's even just more than one player who's speaking on the same issue, you need to start having conversations, at least with the players, to understand where they're coming from. Because it's clearly a big enough issue for me to publicly say I'm never going back there, ever. That's you couldn't pay me to go back there. That's a problem.
That's a huge problem.
And you wonder why players don't want to go there. And yet this team is still existing, and it's not going to go anywhere if nothing's done about it. The fact that Enrique's been at Dallas her whole career.
That is crazy. Wild. She has wasted so many years.
I mean, when you're at a team like Dallas, it's easy to be the star, you know?
Mm-hmm. And clearly she's an it girl. Clearly she's a star. We know that. She's our girl. However, I need her to win a championship.
Big time.
We need Enrique to... Because I don't want her to be one of those ones that... She was great, but she never won a championship. Mm-hmm. Because what year is this for her in the W?
She got drafted 2019.
Okay, so it's still relatively early. But
you never know.
You don't know your body. You don't know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. You know, as long as you don't pull a what's my girl name? Maya Moore. Just don't pull a Maya Moore. I love Jesus. Wow. I do. But that's just not. That's God. I don't think he said that. I really don't. And listen, I'm not a prophet. I'm not. But girl,
yeah,
the potential. She could have really become she could have been a GOAT, the GOAT. Mm-hmm. Love your GOAT. Love your GOAT. No shade. It is a really tough time for you. But Enrique could have been not Enrique. I'm sorry. She could have been a GOAT.
Yeah.
Maya could have been a GOAT.
That's a big what if.
Man, and I hate what ifs.
Just wasted potential. Like.
Oh my God.
That's how I feel about Cloud going to Connecticut.
We got to get her out of Connecticut ASAP. That's why, like, Philly announced.
Pat was saying, he was like, when they announced that Kelsey Plum was getting traded, he was like, "Oh, they should have sent her to Indiana." I was just like, first of all, don't do that.
Who
Also,
said that?
Patrick. I was like, first of all, no. Also, Caitlyn could not handle another big star coming to her team.
Oh no. Oh no.
Absolutely.
Oh
not.
my God. I would love to just see that though.
Like, it would not work out.
Because she pouts on the floor. Like, when you watch her play, and if she wants the ball and her teammate doesn't pass to her, she thinks she's open, she's pouting. I can't wait till WNBA start back so we can get back and going in. Oh my goodness. You know what just came up on my screen? The Toronto Temple. The Toronto Temple. The Toronto Temple. First of all, hate the name.
So do I think.
Hate the name. Toronto Temple?
Well, there's so many better options. Like,
again, what's going to be the mascot? What's going to be the mascot for Toronto Temple?
They definitely don't think about this because
a vibration wave. Yeah, I don't know. That's like I was looking up the Commanders for my sport marketing class this morning, and their mascot's a pig. It's like, first of all, you don't have an actual logo, and it's been how many
it's
years?
been a W.
Also, first of all, you don't use your mascot effectively because nobody knew you had a mascot.
I had no idea. I thought they were just a W.
And how does that connect to your team whatsoever? They don't have branding, period. That's their bigger issue. But, what are we doing?
Yeah, that is a huge issue.